Paris in this team. So trading and getting trading decisions.
Oh, why did that? I feel like
and I just lose one lose today. And they was both fine. They both lost their first two around the same time. That's right.
If you ever need to use that, you can use that word too. I already yeah,
because I was just having random shit on the board. I don't even know what this is.
You can erase that. Yeah, she got viral. That's it. Exactly. It's a little small, but I think.
That's sitting on the thing. I'm sitting with the other. This is so good. This is so like, what is it?
It's adorable.
And then people show them, man, this is done just fine. Really don't know
What's going on?
Well, this is Big Games _36, and this is at Big Games as part of the media. AlphaClinicOnline.com is the go-to website for all things enhancement. If you're actually hot too, doesn't help. If your things up, if your pixels so you gotta have a good, strong blood. So if your blood flow's not strong, you get hot too. And also, if you're
as a woman, because again, I think people just think this is for men. If as a woman, if you're not performing at your levels, you won't have enough saliva. Or actually, my bad, it is still their mom. As a person, you're not producing enough saliva to be able to do a hot tour. So, like, you got to make sure you're prepared in order to do these different things. Everybody's been asking me. I'm not dead. As you can see, I'm still alive. I'm just aggravated. I didn't feel like doing shit. So like I didn't do it. So like there's really no other reason why. We'll have enough stuff. We may end up doing another show tomorrow. Contrary to popular belief, there's a kid who just went and finished 6th at the Elite 11 and possibly going to become a 5-star quarterback that I happen to know pretty well. So we probably will be doing a special show just to catch up. Really, it's going to be a FaceTime between me and one of my athletes. Let you guys get to come and ask questions because there's a lot of stuff, a lot of misinformation, a lot of different things that go around. And, you know, I've read a lot of stuff where people are, again, they love to have these things. We would actually talk about that kid being Tramel Jones. We'll talk about him today in the show because we'll be talking about Florida State official visitors. If you would like to ask your questions about those things and continue to put that, like, I mean, as we're moving forward, we do need to ask more questions about the show. We want more fan involvement and things like that. But part of the reason was I was surprised. I hate being promised something and then it doesn't happen. So Monday, you know, we had the Mike Norvell camp, so I wasn't able to get over here fast enough. I was supposed to have on Wednesday or Thursday, I was supposed to have news for you, but I don't fucking have that news for you. So it fucking made me mad, and I didn't want to do shit. I threw a temper. I was pouting. How about that? That's really the only reason I didn't have a show is because I'm mad, and I'm not unmad. I'm still fucking mad. I'm supposed to get this information on Monday. Hold on. I put this as a showstopper. She don't hawk to her. Don't talk to her.
Oh, that's good.
Yo, it actually capitalizes it automatically. This is insane. Like that it even does this shit. This is where I also the reason why I'm really mad is because I need this money, one. And then two, I can have somebody like Miles right now is taking pictures. Miles is working the roadcaster. Miles is working in the laptop. I could at least I'll at least make enough money to pay my son to be able to sit over here and type these adult ass conversations. But I can't. So now I gotta like put something on here to tell the thousands of people who watch this shit on damn, that's what Corinne is. You ever looked at somebody and you know what they do? Like, I didn't realize Corinne Steffens looked like that. Damn, boy. That's a shame, man. They be the finest women, boy. Be the biggest harlots.
Oh, really? I haven't seen her not performing.
Yeah, I thought she was a little like when I looked at her right now, this picture shows her a little fair skin. And I can't, because I actually like this person's actually a good person. And her brother is actually a good friend of mine still, but one of my exes, she looked like her in that picture. I never thought she looked like her when we were messing around, but I don't want people thinking that she's going around looking at this person by name as a hot tour. As I joke with one person, you're not finna have me out here giving you fucking publicity. Making you more popular. Like, oh wow, that girl did that. She was like that. She got big James like that. Let me go look her up and slide in the DMs. Hell nah, man. I'm not that guy. Anyways, though. That's funny. Oh man. Social media just being social media. It's it is what makes this generation glorious, but it's also the downfall of this generation as well.
Yeah, for sure.
It's double. Oh, damn. Okay. Now I'm getting text by my pseudo nephew. Motherfucker hit the portal and didn't even tell nobody he hit the portal. You know, Jaden hit the portal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like just
really.
It just hits the portal and doesn't tell anybody. Like, I'm like, bro, you don't hit the portal without a plan, bro. Like I'm over here defending you guys at the portal, like saying the portal's not bad, it's not this. And then you over here, you do this. Like, he wasn't running for competition, he wasn't getting opportunity, and he was a walk-on, so he didn't have to hit the portal. But
I guess it's the way things are done.
Man, yeah. Anyways, though, so right now this would be a great time for those who are watching on X. If you would please take a gander. Just all I'm asking you to do is just try it, just for a little bit.
We need you to come to YouTube.
Yeah, just stop. You can keep Twitter open. I'm not even telling you to close it. All I'm suggesting is please come on over to the YouTube. Like, I'm going to answer your questions.
Yep, that's one. Higher resolution, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of different things going on. So, anyway, so let's go through our show notes today. As Miles added this new little look here, so if you notice, it's going to be right there, man. I'm just going to put fun notes there. Maybe teach it like, since I feel like I'm teaching sometimes, it'll be like we're teaching class here. Class is now in session. For those who don't know, this will be my 5th annual book bag drive. We've been doing this since COVID. The first one was in October of 2020. No, the first one in Jacksonville was October 2020. The first one was in Tallahassee, was in August of 2020, right before they started school. Because I remember I did it and I immediately went to Orlando to my timeshare. And we were, man, boy, like I didn't shit during COVID, but my job didn't require me to actually have to be anywhere. So like I can like do whatever the fuck I wanted to do. It was times we just decided, you know what? We want to go to like not Walt Disney. Universal Studios had if you bought the 2-day pass, you got the rest of the year. So what? man, that's shit. We was in Orlando every other fucking day. Like Trey was at Universal Studios so much, like it didn't even make sense how much we were going there. But yeah, man, it was crazy, dog. It was. I don't even like theme parks like that, but it was like I had already got my money, paid my money, so I was getting my money's worth from it. But anyway, so this is our thing here. We're in the works. We're about to start putting out different flyers. We've got about $2,000 in donations, so that's roughly. So if you think about it right here, the goal is to get 4,000 book bags. Of course, my calculator on my phone. I need a new phone. I need a new phone bag. Yeah, I haven't had one in quite some time. So 2,000 divided by 36. Each bag is about 36 bags. So we had about 56 bags donated. So that would leave me roughly at about I need 3,944 book bags. Maybe more people. There's the Cash App. We have other different ways we take checks. If you have a business, if you even do things like where they do a match when they go to nonprofits. This is a 501c3, Mentors for the Kids Foundation. Buy a cap. I should be mailing out the first round of caps this week. Sorry about that. I'm terrible when it comes to the post office, but we should be mailing out different things this week. Please check us out. This is one of my favorite things to do. It's one of the 5 major things now because we gave tickets to the Gator Bowl. 5 major things that we often do. So again, in the chat, if you have questions about anything, it should be our Fuck It Friday show. So you can derail the chat. You can always derail the chat with the super chat. Or even if you don't want to do the super chat, you don't want 30% given. If you would like to click on that, the whatever you call that thing, the QR code. If you donate money side MFTK36, we will, and you ask a question, you say you're such and such, you just donated, we will answer your question either way. So appreciate that. I put wild on this one. Sometimes not everybody needs to go speak. Not everybody needs to be a motivational speaker. And even those who do it as a profession, like I don't motivationally speak as a profession, but there's times when I get asked to speak and I really don't know what the fuck I said. And I probably said some wild shit. Birdman is a guy who I will never question his affiliation. Birdman, I've heard enough people who are from that way say Birdman was a millionaire in high school. That's how much weight he was moving. And then he got himself out. Phenomenal businessman when it comes to the music industry. A guy who I actually would love to emulate him and 50 Cent in certain ways. I'm never kissing. There's only 3 people on this planet who can call me daddy. I don't need to know. I'm not one of those guys that get off on women calling them daddy or zaddy as you motherfuckers do now. I'm not fucking Haitian. Do not call me no fucking zaddy. That's reserved for them. Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's like Zoe. Oh. So like they take the Z, but that's their life. I don't want that. Nah, but then the gays, excuse me, the community took it, and as which they do with most things that black women do, the community took it. Haitians are really, Haitians are definitely not. Caribbean people are definitely not very in favor of the community. So even though there are a lot of members of the community of those descents, but if you were in that area, they would be, man, the stuff that I heard as a youngster that they used to do to these people, man, it's awful, man. Like that should never have been done. I'm with you guys on that. I'm an ally. Again, it is not the lesbians. It's not the L's. They're cool. Everybody likes the lesbians. It's the other ones that get the brutal treatment. But I say all that to say Birdman kisses people who aren't his sons on the mouth and has them calling him daddy. That's questionable, but I don't want to be, again, just because you're part of the community doesn't mean you're not a gangster. So there's this guy called Booty Warrior who's out in Roman, and I don't want no parts of him. Terrifying. But yeah, that's an awful, scary thing. But Birdman, I'm going to read it first. The caption that says, Birdman's like, I got enough. He's in the jail. Says, I got enough power to help y'all. The inmate says, actually, let's play it after this. I got enough power to help y'all is the beginning of this. And this is the wildest statement to tell somebody.
I help y'all. We have no access to. I have enough power to make that happen. Okay, well, we need inside help for his leadership, for for these guys having books to read upon the criminal of the law. You think reading books wrong? I know this ain't reading books. I help y'all.
Whoa. Hold on. Let's play that one more time because they might have missed the beginning. Whoa. Keep it real.
We have no access to. We have no access to. I have enough power to make that happen. Okay, well, we need inside help for his leadership. For these guys having books to read upon the criminal of the law. You think reading books wrong? I know this ain't reading books. I help.
That's the wildest thing ever. Like, hey man, no disrespect to reading books, man, but you think books gonna help y'all? Like, you're in a prison right now. One, shout out to that prison. Very clean, very new age looking right there. Like, but like looks like a school. Like a school cafeteria. Like, but what did you think you were gonna go in there? You want to give them self-help books? Like, I mean, you're gonna give them like teach them trades, like become like, bro, they're in prison. I'm doing life. Like, yes, we need books. I need something to kill the time, bro. They're not gonna give us MacBooks. They're not gonna give us Apple Pens. They're not gonna give us this shit. I need a book, man. It's funny because it's so, I get where Birdman's coming from, kind of.
Yeah, I kind of.
You're free in a, like, you are in the top 1%, bro, Ham. You're free. These men ain't got those options, man. They ain't got just 24 hours a day to do whatever the hell it is they want to do. They can play chess, checkers, stab somebody, or read books. You can't give them shanks. You can't just put money on a commissary like that.
You think you're gonna make a money?
Also, they have prison lawyers. Like, to be honest with you, the funniest thing, again, my life is spent, and Miles can tell you, when I'm on the porch, I'm smoking my cigar, I do the most rude thing that anybody can do, and I don't mean it. It's just I don't have AirPods right now, and they bother my ears. I love YouTube shorts and YouTube things, and I happen to, one of my favorite things is the ones when they talk about the prisons. Like, they talk about prison snacks. They talk about what it's like for chomos in prison, what it's like for everybody. Actually, matter of fact, I even pick up some of their slang because I think it's actually incredible. Like, chomo is just a really good word.
Yeah.
Like, but chomo is child molester for those who don't know. But they talk about how there are prison attorneys. There's people in prison that know more about the law than lawyers because they have nothing but time to do. Just look. They're basically paralegals. Like, be honest with you, if I saw somebody who was getting out and they told me they got out on their own, I'm hiring them as a high-paid paralegal. That motherfucker can find anything that they're motivated for. But that's stuff that these guys are asking for because it's important to their Oh, Miles, can you go on? Dang it. Miles, go open the door real quick. Go open the door real quick. I didn't realize our contractor was here. But yeah, damn it. Oh, okay. Damn. Sorry about that. Sprinkler system. Saturdays are wild. My man Bud said, "Can he smuggle drugs in there?" And I wouldn't want to do drugs from a prison. Damn. Now I gotta wait for Miles. The camera's out. Anyways, though, they can't say a new Till Dog. Damn, that's fucked up, Till Dog. But that's funny though. But no, get them some good books in there. Read about that. Let them read American Me. If anybody knows about that, that's a wild book, wild movie. But yeah. Something that I got a call from when I first right before we did the show, I got a call from my boy Tyrone McGriff explaining to me a little bit about this. But so I have information about the story, but the story's still fucked up nonetheless on the surface level. For those of you guys who don't know, this is track season. They're doing the Olympic trials right now. Shout out to Sha'Carri Richardson. Did y'all see that? Sweetheart ran a 10.88, damn near fell on her face, and still won her heat. Like, she was skedaddling. 10.88 is very fast for a woman, by the way. 10.05 is not fast for a man. It's actually, let me preface it. It's extremely fast for a normal human being. It is not fast. Like, there are 3 high school kids that are running sub 10 this year alone.
Really?
One from Creekside High School, right just south of here. About that school is literally 15 minutes from the house. There's a kid who's a junior who's going to his junior year in high school. It just ran a 44.61 in 400. Like, that's beating damn near everybody in college right now. But Kai Cole, I like his name. My Kai Cole hopefully will not be average. He would be above average. But put out a graphic that literally could fuel the why not, the this is why it's not y'all movement for HBCUs. He tweeted out, "Hi everyone. I wanted to let you all know that I won't be attending the Olympic trials this weekend. As many of you know, I was supposed to be competing, but due to the MEAC's failure to sanction our conference track meet, my qualifying time of 10.05 was rejected by USATF, that's the United States of America Track and Field Association. Despite my best efforts to appeal the decision, it was still denied, and unfortunately, my university didn't fully support me in an effort to get the ruling overturned. Opportunities like this don't come around very often. So for this to be stripped away from me is truly heartbreaking. Out of the 5 years of putting my all into Norfolk State track and field, it was unfortunate that this is the way my journey has to end. Being a multi-time champion in the MEAC conference and a 3-time school record holder, it's upsetting that this was out of my control. Thank you, Coach Dwayne, Coach Ashanti, and most of all, Coach Price, for your all-out effort to fight for me. Your support means the world to me. Thank you all for understanding and continued support. Kai Cole." For those who don't know, this young man, again, he won the MEAC. He ran a qualifying time in order to make to qualify, which is, it's an honor in of itself. It's a resume builder to qualify for the Olympic trials. You should want to be for the Olympic trials and to represent your country. It's a life-changing experience. I say that now they call me Uncle. So, like, again, my goddaughter's father, Gordon McKenzie, was a professional track athlete, and he ran for his country. Well, he's American, but his dad and mom were Guyanese. So he's a dual citizen. Just like my boys could be dual citizens. They're literally half Panamaniacs, so they could actually become Panamanian. It's easy, but the thing is, once he qualified for the Olympics, he literally got paid $3,000 a month for 4 years for just going.
That's why the kid's so mad.
And that's the Olympic trials. He wasn't making the Olympics for America. Okay. Let's just be clear on that. 10.05 wasn't cutting it, dog. Like, you got to run 9.8, 9.7 to be able to get to this. Okay. But if you make it the U.S. Olympic team in any capacity, you get a stipend for any Olympic team. You typically get a stipend as well as endorsement deals, other different things. But for his resume, how many motherfuckers do you know can go and put on their sports resume that they made it to an Olympic trial? That's like that. That's why I would be pissed. Now, of course, wouldn't be adults and admin at HBCUs if somebody didn't pass the buck. The MEAC, if you scroll up, Miles, you can see that we can have that for people to be able to read on their own.
This one right here, the purple.
They're the purple. MEAC issues statement on 2024 Outdoor Track and Field Championships. The MEAC was recently informed that our multiple appeals submitted last week to have Kai Cole approved to compete at this year's USATF Olympic trials were denied by USATF, despite his posting an automatic qualifying time at MEAC Outdoor Track and Field Championships. Although the MEAC Outdoor Track and Field Championships remains an official Division I championship event, USATF policy changes implemented this year resulted in the event not being officially sanctioned by USATF, making all competition results ineligible for Olympic trial qualification. We understand Kai's frustration and took all available steps to rectify the situation so he could compete, an opportunity he clearly deserves. The MEAC fully supports our member institutions and student athletes as they pursue their dreams and strive for excellence. We are disappointed by the decision from the USATF and are working to ensure our track and field championships are sanctioned as USATF events moving forward. No further comments will be made regarding the matter. That looks like it's a fucking administrative issue. Because what I can promise you is this. And before I get into the factual things on this, David said they thought Birdman got to me. It's your job to fucking know when the policies change. Like, it's not football. It's literally track and field. There is one reason you run track and field. Like, because God bless you to be able to run faster than other people, which is that means your fight or flight system is just so much more developed than everybody else's, which is one of the things that Gordon told me. When you run sub 10, your body feels like it just went through something.
Oh, you were chased.
Like you were like you literally so like what I tell people is when I played ball, right? I was in pain, I couldn't walk, but when I put that helmet on, my mindset, just my pain, there was no more pain. Like I literally went, I would kill to be able to tap into that again. Yeah, I just don't have it anymore. I don't know what happened. It's kind of like one of my favorite scenes from The Wire is when my dad came in and said, the game ain't in me no more. It ain't in me no more. He said, man, we'll put you on the corner this weekend. You're not hearing me. It ain't in me no more. I can't do it. So like now, but like to run that fast, your body is you're literally telling your body there is a, you're tapping in to the, this is the prefrontal. So the back cortex, whatever it's called. You're tapping into your primal instincts that a saber-toothed tiger is fucking chasing you and you got to get out of there. And so like you literally run outside of your body. So in that, you fucked up. Somebody fucked up, Miak. Somebody should have, it's your job to know what the qualifications are and what the paperwork is that's submitted. And if it costs a certain amount of money to do it, even if you don't have anybody else that qualifies for it over all the track meets, it is a key recruiting position to be able to get your athletes to be able to get top qualifying athletes to get to go to your school. You can't say, why not us? And then prove why it's not y'all. Like if I sit, like for example, the kid, Quincy Wilson is a kid that runs the 4.4, the sub 45 in the 400. He's a sophomore. He's going into his junior year in high school. You can't come to Quincy and say, hey man, be for the culture. Kendrick Lamar just did a whole concert like that. You should come and hang out with us. And then you got your top athlete in years. He can't even make it to the Olympics. You can't go to Christian Wilson down here at Creekside, who's running a 9.9. I think he ran a 9.8 at New Balance the other day. You can't say, hey, Christian, come on, man. Fuck Georgia Bull. Why are you going out there to go run on the white man's track? Get that white man's ice. That white man's ice is colder. And then Christian go out there and run the times that he's been running damn near the last 2 years. And then when it comes time to run to represent America, he can't do it because somebody was too lazy to go look at the new rules and regulations. Because you know what? I would like to know what other conferences didn't do this, but I can tell you what conferences did. The Power 5 ones. The G5s. Now, that's me just yelling at the MEAC. Norfolk State, why the fuck didn't y'all put this boy in the track meet that qualify. The minute I find out that there's like something that's happening, I'm putting him in somewhere else. But that's when I got a phone call. So before I go into super pro black mode, because I am mad at the blacks, but before I get into all of that, let's look at this kid's times and what he's done. Now, after you run in your outdoor championships, when did he run the 10:05? Oh, that was the year before. Okay. So you win your conference, right? You win your conference, and then you get the automatic that puts you in competition for the next round. So you got your conference, you have your regionals, and then you have the nationals, right?
Right.
So with a 10.05, you would think, hey man, this kid must have qualified for regionals, right? For nationals, right? Wrong. He ran a 10.05 on May 6th, between May 6th and 8th. The times before that, he ran a 10.44. He ran a 10.29 at Penn Relays. He also ran a 10.64. He ran a 10.48, which is basically a 10.5 in the Virginia Challenge. No, he ran a 10.34 to win, first place in the finals. He ran a 10.27 at the Duke Invitational. He ran a 10.35. His times probably weren't qualified because 10.35 and 10.05 are way stark differences. Now, what he ran 3 weeks later at the East Regional was a 10.24. Which was fast enough to finish 21st in the East Regional. I don't know if you realize that 20 people who finish 21st place don't compete in the Olympics. He's not a consistent 10.05 runner. He's a consistent 10.2, 10.3 guy. There was no win aided things. There was no things that could actually document to prove that he actually did this. Now, he ran a 10.05 and he won the MEAC. The problem is if he ran something close to that before, or how about this? The 3 weeks later, if you would have ran what the fuck you were supposed to run, your ass would be in Eugene, Oregon. Because you're slower than 21 people in your region, not nationally. So this goes back to me saying, as black people, we got to be a little bit better about what we fight for. Like, you wanted something that you kind of earned because you put the time, but then you show that you didn't run that time 2 other times. You had 2 other chances to run that time, and at least let us be able to fight for you, bro. I want you to win, dog. It's not that the MEAC and Norfolk State aren't wrong, but you asking it. Black History moment here. Black History moment here. Okay. Rosa Parks was not the first motherfucker to sit in to refuse to get up out of her seat.
Really? Well, I mean, couldn't.
The first person was a 16-year-old black girl that was pregnant that decided that she didn't want to get up out of her fucking seat. They could not. She wasn't clean enough to have a whole movement. Rosa Parks was a. Also, Rosa Parks' husband had a fucking car. Just so we're clear.
Oh wow.
He could have dropped her ass off. She started dropping her ass off after the bus boycott. But what I'm saying is she was the secretary of the NAACP. She was a good Christian woman, and she didn't have babies out of wedlock. Sometimes you got to make sure your face is clean, baby, before you go out there saying, fight for me, defend me. Like, bro, give me something to fucking defend. I can't just go out there defending people. Like, that makes you look stupid.
Right. Like the people who are defending the R. Kellys, I guess, well, we don't know what happened to the Jello-pudding Bill Cosby, but people defending these people look dumb later on.
Yeah, well, once you find out that they're actually doing something, but then you look at the people who are defending them, and you're like, hey, wait a minute. Maybe all y'all were, all y'all molested little girls right now. All I'm saying is that it is a sad situation.
How old is he? He's a junior, you said?
No, the guy who lost.
Yeah.
No, he's done.
Oh, that was it.
And it's your 5th year, bro.
Oh, wow.
Get a job. It's time to get a job, my man. The NCAA has a saying: 99% of us go pro in something other than our sports.
Right.
So you gotta.
It's a springboard.
You gotta take that L, homie. I don't know what to tell you, but don't come crushing me in the comments saying that I'm not about the HBCU experience. I would have went to FAMU if they would have recruited me, but they didn't. I wasn't good enough to go to FAMU. I was good enough to start 3 years at Florida State, but I wasn't good enough to go to FAMU. Okay. Yeah, man, it's just like you got to be faster than that, man. Again, like I said, I ain't beating them in a foot race. You know what I'm saying? He's faster than me. Hell of a lot faster than me. Go become the reason why I would like him to have, because you trying to be a sports performance trainer, if that's what he wanted to do. 3-time MEAC champion, Olympic trials qualifier, helps you out, man. But oh man, chill, dog. I can't talk about that, man. Have you ever watched those balloon popping shows?
Balloon pop.
Like it's like a dating show, and like it's like the most ignorant shit that It's like all the black topics on Twitter that make no sense, like $500 first dates and all this other shit. They just bundle it up and just have the most ignorant people come out, and it's like a dating game. So like a person walks up. And then it could be a woman or it could be a man. And then people if you don't pop your balloon, you like them. If you pop your balloon, you don't like them. And then they come to you and talk to you. And you have to tell that person why you popped the balloon.
Oh, embarrassment, the show.
Is that what it's called? Or are you just saying it's
I'm just saying. Yeah,
basically, that could be the name of the show. And some of the people don't take it very well.
Yeah, I imagine.
And the plumber, and this guy was a plumber. He was a 6-figure plumber, which I think people don't know that. Like, if you're a woman, I'm gonna put you on free game. You don't want to date people like me. 1, I'm not gonna give you anything. 2, that's not the point. You don't date the men in the suit. Their money has to go to their appearance because they're working in corporate America. They probably don't. They look like what you've been taught has money. But you know who has had money the entirety of black civilization? Mechanics.
Yeah.
Janitors. I know you don't believe me, but go ask the janitors, which also makes me think that they might have been pedophiles. But they always had candy. They always had the cool candy that they were giving the girls when I was in high school. The reason why is because they can fix shit. Plumbers, electricians, the craft people. Because what happens to guys like me when I actually just talked to one of my favorite guys. I actually trained his son. He actually paid on time, never asked for a discount, paid full price. But he owns a plumbing business, Duck Rooter. When something happens to my toilets, I'm done. Let your toilet break today. And then you'll see as a woman and see how and see where you're going to be and see what that man in that suit can do. These are guys who make 6 figures and you would never know they made it.
Wow.
They're making a lot of money. Like you're talking about $125 to $150 an hour.
Right.
For a minimum 4 to 5 hour job sometimes. Or however fuck long they want it to be.
All these Instagram models and people you see on the social medias, their business fluctuates in a way that we don't know if this podcast stuff is gonna be here tomorrow.
All podcasts are, somebody broke it down. All podcasts is talk radio.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's talk radio sucking, it's dying on terrestrial radio. But podcasts is just, the problem is it's too many of y'all. But I tell you this much, try taking it, y'all ain't from I'm from it and I don't want to go back. I ain't taking no cold shower, bro.
Yeah,
I'm calling a plumber. But these women were like, you're a plumber, and this man lost his job. But he was telling, one chick said he looked like a Ninja Turtle, which he kind of does. But he was an in-shape guy.
Right.
He made money. He had a little bit of he had his shirt, the taco meat was showing. And the girls were trying to humiliate. And that's the problem is women humiliate men, but when you use the same logic back to them, It's never the same energy. Now it's always just say you hate black women.
Yeah, now they're the victim.
Now you're the victim. Yeah, like, get the fuck out of here.
So they were.
Oh, they were trying. He was reading them their riot act. He was accurate. In his defense, he was accurate. He was hella accurate.
Oh, so he was the one who got to pop the balloon.
No, they were popping the balloon on him, and he went to the girl, and she said something, and he went back at her, and then it made the other girls pop balloons because they didn't like how he was treating her. But what am I supposed to do when you out here fucking roasting me? Right. And I got a response back. To tell here, men, here's your secret. Keep $200 in your pocket. You got $200 in your pocket. You possess enough resources to bag 70% of the bitches on this planet. Somebody's got a red JEA letter. And I'm not talking about like me. I'll be honest with you. I stay with a red JEA letter. It's not because I can't pay it. I just refuse to pay it on time because I don't have to. I live in a business that pays 30 days in arrears anyway. Like, if they're going to tell me I get some utilities to pay 30 days in arrears, I'm going to do it. But you know what's never going to happen? I ain't never going to have my lights off. I know where the money's at. These women don't know where the money's at. And not just women. Most people don't make over $50,000 a year.
Correct.
That's like, and it's getting scary. I was talking, I might get solar panels. Dog selling solar. I might be talking about it. Motherfucker came with the cleanest fucking presentation that I've ever seen. Motherfucker had me sitting there thinking, I'm like, yo, I need some solar right now. Like, just for like when the hurricanes go out, there's a solar generator that can hook up to the whole house.
Right.
And it stores power.
And don't you get like a tax write-off?
You get a tax write-off, 30% tax write-off on the system that adds value to your house. And if you're Florida Power and Light, 95% of your electric bill can get shifted to that. You only got to pay the connection fee.
And
JEA 70% of your bill. Basically, what I'm paying for utilities, I just be paying for this system in the 7 years it's done. Man came in, they gave me the code. I was like, damn, Sean. I was like, Sean, that's a cold ass sales pitch you just gave me. I damn sure don't know shit about solar, but I know about being in the dark during the fucking hurricane, and I know about how much I pay. If you could save me money, anyways. Point is, again, this motherfucker, he comes to a chick, said, hey, man, I sell solar. He looked like a Ninja Turtle too, but I sell solar. But actually, I'm going to tell you this, Miles, he's one of yous. See, black women see him, say he look like a Ninja Turtle. White women see him, say he look like husband.
Hey.
He got two kids. We was at Starbucks last week, and this man couldn't concentrate because we were in where we were at. I was like, get him, man. Dr. Umar's around the corner, bro.
You gotta go where
Talk
you
to
love.
me about this fucking solar and stop looking at the white women. That's just he was though. Just
you gotta find the people that love you.
You do. Go where you like, man.
Simple as that.
Hold on, that's another one.
Oh, I see the dude now. He's diesel too.
Right.
I mean, come on now.
Man, you know how many hot tour he's getting right now from white women. This man didn't even want to. They blame us for Serena. You just created his villain origin story. That man didn't want a white woman. You just pushed him to him. David, my granddad was a Vietnam vet and a janitor at my mom's middle school. Took care of 6 kids on that janitor gig. Bro, I just had a janitor put. You go get one of them IKEA beds if you want to, with all them damn parts, and you ain't got no history of putting shit together. Man, I went and got me one of the. Hold on. Put this up here just in case. Anybody can help me out with that. There we go.
You need a white woman.
But hold on, we got to emphasize this now. I just want a white one. 6'2".
Oh, a 6'2" white woman.
Make my vision board. Make my vision board. For research purposes. We'll talk about why I need this for research purposes here in a second. We get into the recruiting, but Till Dog kind of got me off topic. Black History moments here. I want to talk to you guys about this great Black History moment. I'm going to let you listen to this guy. This goes back to Chris put in there. If everybody can listen to me and Chris, I promise you this, especially if these things happen, me and Chris might become the poster children in 20 years for how to fucking alleviate black-white relationships and shit. Chris is a good dude. You know, we just have great conversations about shit. I'm not the guy, and I love this show. I love that we have a very mixed crowd, and we can have topics and we can talk about things. Shout out to my dog. I'm gonna put. Can I brag about my boy Bud for a second?
Yeah.
No, it's not Bud Elliott. Bud Henry on this channel. Bud Elliott doesn't listen to us because whatever. Bud was so I have two people that I actually genuinely like that I met through Fifth Quarter, my app that I'm not on as much anymore, letting them do their thing. One thing you guys got to learn about message boards is at a certain point, y'all babysit and entertain each other. Like I don't need to come in and do anything. You're not going to listen to me anyway. You're either just going to fucking argue with me. And I got time for that shit to argue. I'm the insider here, not you. My boy Brandon had got kicked out of Fifth Quarter 7 times.
And
I didn't kick him out. I don't know how to kick people out. Kicked out, make a new profile, or I tell them to reinstate them. I would tell them to reinstate people. Bud has probably been kicked out the same amount of times. They tried to dictate my guy Bud as a racist. Bud is a realist. Bud is like me. Bud is a bigot. He's just white. So it comes off wrong sometimes. Bud go in that bitch and tell the fucking truth. And I'm with him. And then he has some what people don't realize is there's nothing better than a good, dark humor, borderline racist joke.
Yeah.
Like if it's good, it's good. And Bud would drop some in there now. Bud would send me some stuff and it'll make me chuckle, bro. I'd be like, damn, that's good. And I'll send him back something. It's good. You can move you can move everything. The problem is there has to be an understanding of racism. Like not racist, but the racist. So like the problem is not enough people are willing to have conversations. And a lot of people want to tell you this bullshit that this didn't happen because it didn't happen in their world.
Right.
But there needs to be more conversations from our legends that everybody respects and likes. And this is a legend. This guy didn't play in the Negro Leagues. This guy played from 1967 to 1987. This is modern. This man is telling you, and what happens is, I'm gonna preface this, the white people in this story are the people that we need to write books about.
Okay. Interesting.
Because if there was more like that, we would be so much more progressive as a society. Way more things would be happening if people had the balls to do what Reggie Jack. Anyways, push play.
How emotional is it for you to come back to a play that you played with one of the greatest teams around?
Alex, when people ask me a question like that, it's like.
So with all that being said, like again, he talks about these names, he talks about these people with the utmost pride because they didn't have to defend them, which is what most people don't do. They came up and they used their privilege. It's kind of like what Kendrick Lamar just did for the little white girl, Bobby, not Kendrick Lamar, excuse me, YG did. You know she was in Compton, right? With YG, the little white girl that do the weird comedy thing. Where she act like she doesn't know who you are and this stuff. Yeah. She's just like, imagine you just going in Compton, like right now and nobody comes up and saves you, steps up and tell people who you are. I have no idea. But it's literally the whole they not like, bro, I am so not anti-Kendrick because I don't care enough. But like that whole they not like us shit just fucked up everything. I think it might have set us back 10 years ago.
I love it, but I don't like her.
But you know what I'm saying? But like it was so $500 tickets to a concert.
Whoa.
That's why it was nothing but white people in the crowd. Then somebody was like, there was more black people on stage than was in the crowd. And now you got them coming to Compton and they got to do it. Anyways, my point is that if you can come in and you can usher somebody into your environment and into your lifestyle in a better way, it is better for the world.
Right.
And I think we look at, like, again, he's the same age. He's older, way older than my mom. My mom was 7 in 1960. But
You're not that much older than
It's
my
not
dad.
that much older than your dad. Like I tell people, guys, when y'all act like this shit was years ago, my mother is 5 years younger than Ruby Bridges, who my son reads books about, who they don't want them reading books about. Like Ruby Bridges had old white men throwing rocks at her to just get educated. That wasn't that long ago, guys. My mom was the first person in my family to go to school with white people. So again, just think about this. And I'm not accusing directly anybody's Mima or Pawpaw of being racist, right? But just think about it. Your grandparents did not go to school with black people and probably thought black people were the worst and thought that they were supposed to be where they were supposed to be at because that's what they were taught.
This man's 4 years older than my dad.
Which is wild. Yeah, you died. I used to think, I think again, it's what we were taught. Carl Winslow, I was Carl Winslow's age 2 years ago.
That's so wild. No.
Carl Winslow, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I am getting older. I will be 40 in a month. Bitch, I do not fucking look like Carl Winslow. Carl Winslow looked like his life was over. Like he was just ready to die. He was waiting to die. I look at some of these 60 and 70-year-old men, man, they getting their prime fucking years, man. Like I want to I thought it was over when you were like, I got 30 more years in me, man. But I say all these things to say conversations like this could change, but that's a guy who's a legend talking about people. Be that bold and deliberate in your life for others, and we will see the change. Now, another icon that just passed, Willie Mays. Unfortunately died. Willie Mays, one of the greatest baseball players. There was when I went to go see Bob Kendricks at the it seems time's flying, man. That was 2021.
But look how big he was. God,
yeah, that's like boss.
Huge.
Like they was like, so again,
before steroids,
bro. So think about the white man that was mad when they're adding in Negro League stats. He had the nerve to say they didn't play against the best. They were just playing. Bitch, look what happened when they added us. I would have been low key. I tell the truth, bro. Guys, just like I said, if I was a billionaire, I'd own people. Sorry, it'd be one of my pleasures. I want shit. If I get some bread now with the high school NIL, I'm fucking buying kids. I'm buying a kicker just because it's gonna be mine. He's gonna walk around with me in my pocket. I'd probably buy midgets if I was a multimillionaire. But that's just, I digress. If I were white during this time and there were people who looked like this who were banned from playing and they came in, I'd hate them too. Like, this is the time, again, I kid you not, I would not know about this if I wasn't a historian and if I wasn't in sports performance, but they used to write books that said black people were faster naturally because we had an extra bone in our foot.
I mean, you look at this guy and you believe that
I believe he has an extra bone in his foot.
This is he looks like the Barry Bonds.
You could tell me this man had an extra Y chromosome, and I would believe you. You could say he's an alien. I would believe you during that time. I believe damn near anything you said about some of these guys, man. Ricky Henderson. It's a video. I forgot the guy's name. He does the baseball commentating. He won the stolen base record with like 30 stolen bases.
Okay. Because
Ricky Henderson got hurt. And he said Ricky Henderson called him. He said, "Hey man, it's Ricky Henderson here." He said, "You want to congrats on the stolen base record. If I wasn't injured, I'd have had that before the break." And hung up. And then hung up with him. But if I saw a guy, Ricky Henderson, who possessed nothing but unadulterated speed, I'd be mad. If I saw Bo Jackson literally running up a wall to get a ball
at his size, golly,
that's the shit you see in your nightmare. I see Deion Sanders take a fucking helicopter after a game and then go return the first punt for a touchdown, play a baseball game, fly to Atlanta, take a helicopter to the Atlanta Braves Stadium. Anyways, then you see
these
this.
Niggas back. We gotta send them back.
You gotta send these, this is like me. I would have been like, we should have not. Like, I'd have paid for a boat. Fuck that. Send these motherfuckers back over to where they came from. Don't even care. Give them a new civilization. Bro, this is what ever since black people came in is when they started saying the game isn't pure anymore. That's when the unwritten rules really became in effect. Because in the Negro leagues, what Bob Kendrick was telling me, they did bat flips, they did slams, they did they did double steals, they did backflips, they did all kinds of shit. That's why their game sold out. They were selling more seats in pro baseball stadiums than the damn pro baseball team.
I would have grew up playing and watching baseball and playing the video game. We need a
HBC, not HBC, excuse me, a Negro Leagues baseball. But anyways, Willie Mays passed. We have the video of him playing stickball. This is what these guys were just doing randomly when they go to the hood. This is, again, this is no knock on Kendrick Lamar. But when Kendrick Lamar and guys are rapping about what they want to do, these dudes actually used to live.
Yeah.
They would go to the hood when they would play, because that's the only place that you could stay back then. And they would go play with the kids. And that's why they were legends, and like really people really wanted to fuck with them. But like, let's just watch this man. Imagine this guy is about to go hit an actual size baseball. And this is what the stickballs is. You took bottle caps. You took tennis. When I was growing up, you took tennis balls. You took a rock. You took anything and a fucking stick. Not a baseball, a fucking stick. Anything that you could throw forward and any kind of stick you could get. And then you just went out there and played. This Willie Mays playing stickball with the kids.
Oh. Shout out to the cameraman. Close ups. Whoa. I just saw somebody I swear I know.
Black people. God makes the same black people every generation.
Oh my gosh.
Like that's why I started believing vampires.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is my neighborhood.
Now, here's what I want to say for this. We have pictures of him playing stickball in the hood. But if we have video of him doing this, we have absolutely no video of the 100-point game by Wilt Chamberlain. No video. We have video of everything else, but we have no video of Wilt Chamberlain scoring 100 points in the game. We don't have a picture of him dunking on a white man in that game when you couldn't dunk. That's how, again, Magic basketball. They had to change rules where you couldn't dunk. They were like, "There's no way. This is egregious. You're not supposed to be able to levitate like that. People aren't made to fly." He's putting his scrotum in other men's faces when he's dunking this.
Until they figured out they could make money off it.
His dick is as long as my arm. So on my shoulder. Don't need that kind of shit in my life. No, but that's a little black history sports fact, man. Like got everything but fucking Wilt Chamberlain's.
Yeah, that is kind of.
We finding out. We found video of Diddy beating somebody's ass 20 years ago in clear 4K, but we ain't got no video of one of the most allegedly iconic moments in sports.
That and more Bo Jackson video I would like.
We got to see more.
Them track numbers.
Again, some more video for you of coaches just straight up lying. Alcoholics. But actually, you know who tells the truth? Kids, drunks. Old people, and drunks. Speaking of that, Steve Sarkisian. Those who know. Those who don't know. Shout out to L'Oreal Sarkisian. I'm sorry, L'Oreal. I could not help it. But your husband like Hennessy, man. There's nothing wrong with that. He's clearly gone back to plastic bottles. He's not drinking the glass shit. He's just saying whatever the fuck he wants to say. This motherfucker says Texas. He coaches at Texas, for those who don't know. It says NIL should be the last reason why you should choose to go to a school. Texas is a school that we just showed you put Lamborghinis. The Lambos.
The Lambos. He's trying to trick the competition.
Oh, why do coaches do this, man? We don't need you to be a fucking pastor, bro. We need you to win fucking games, man. Just tell me the truth. Like, we know what gets kids to go to schools. Bitches and money. That's it, man. Bitches, money's in your scheme. Ain't nobody caring about no Texas Longhorn degree.
Right.
Let's tell the truth. But let's listen to what Steve says, because I didn't listen to it. I wanted it for the show, but the one line is a bit egregious. Time out. Before we push play. My white people, what the fuck is up with this hairstyle, man? Is that the official white man hairstyle?
I thought they took the fade from us.
Yeah, go back to nothing wrong with having. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this, but we can mix it up, dog. Fade this, like you don't have to just like again. My bad. Just I'm looking at him and he looks like a stock white guy. That's interviewing.
In this environment, how do you grow, also adapt to not be a dinosaur, and succeed even with these things that he was talking about?
Well, I think this. I think one, why did you choose to come to Texas? Right? And there's a formula to that. If you lead with NIL to get a young man to come to your school,
Then that's why he came there.
then a year from now, what's he going to ask about first? NIL. And so our kind of perspective on this and our approach to this is we've got an amazing product here. The history and tradition of Texas football is second to none. The education, the quality of education at UT is incredible. The coaching staff we have, the development of our players, the trajectory of what we've done from year 1 to year 2 to year 3 of our program, the city of Austin, all these things that we're talking about, that's why I want you to come to the University of Texas. NIL doesn't come up. That should be the last reason to choose to go to a school, whether it's Texas or any other school. Because if you take players predicated off of NIL, that you want them so bad that you're willing to go to whatever length and whatever degree to get that kid from an NIL perspective, of course, that's what he's going to talk about the very next year when you bring him into your office. And so we try to create a culture that is a little bit different that way. I think we've got a healthy NIL program here. Our Texas One Fund is fantastic, but I got a lot of players that could probably go to another school and make more money. But I think we've created a culture that they like being part of. They get treated really well. They feel like they're getting developed on and off the field. They've got a brotherhood with their teammates in that locker room that they succeed with. And we talk to that stuff and we work to that stuff. And I'll tell you this, you don't play more because you have more NIL here. And I think we make that very clear as well. The best players play that give us the best chance to be successful as a team, that do things the right way on and off the field.
What's it called? Plausible deniability?
Great NIL.
Like, pretend like, I don't even know how much these kids getting paid, man. Like, I just go like, bullshit. Like, lie to your pastor. You ain't got to lie to me, dog. Like, again, while he's not wrong, it shouldn't be the only reason you go to a school. But let's be real, Texas, Oklahoma, Alabama, I'm biased, Florida State.
Right.
All of us present a chance for you to go to the NFL and be very, very good. If one of us offers exponentially more money than the other one, along with similar playing opportunities, let's not act like NIL is not, because all the schools we all have notable, famous, smart alumni, rich alumni, right? Some more than others, but you have it. All of us have a pretty good history. You all have these different things. Like, come on, bro. Again, if you didn't say that that's what we're leading with, you literally would not have had a video with fucking Lamborghinis in front of the visit, dog. I am so tired of coaches just lying for no reason, man. You woke up on a Saturday morning to lie. I don't know when this was recorded, but there's no reason to wake up in the morning and just lie. This is just us talking.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. It's game, so who is the game for? Is it for the competition to kind of lull them to sleep? But they should already know.
No, it's not for them. It's for the people who always say, "Oh, that's funny, but that's hilarious." It's for the people who I just went to an event with the Seminoles on Thursday, and there's still a lot of people who are just like, I just this NIL stuff, and then I always hit them with. But here's what I hear how I hit them: is America one of the greatest countries in the world to live in? I said, by golly, James, you're goddamn right. This is one of the greatest countries to live in. What makes this one of the greatest countries to live in? It's the fact that we're free. Capitalism.
Okay. Agreed.
Okay. So how can we teach kids about capitalism from kindergarten for 13 fucking years, and then when it's their opportunity to participate in capitalism, now we're fucking afraid? That means we didn't teach them well enough.
Facts.
And you know what? You put you get them to agree to something, and then you put the onus back on them. That's how you debate people. That's how you win people over in your debate. You don't yell at them, you don't shout, you don't belittle. What you do is you just sit there and you listen to them for a second, and then you tell them, hey, this is how we got to get stuff done. But Coach's line is as American as apple pie.
Golly.
I'll say this because this is going to go into what we're going to be talking about here probably end the show after we talk about the thing. Everybody, so I'll leave with it. Tramel Jones is a Florida State Seminole.
Awesome.
Tramel Jones is a Florida State Seminole until he is not a Florida State Seminole.
Oh. Well, that's the game.
That's the game. University of Florida is not recruiting him with on-the-field product right now. We'll talk about Tramel more. Hopefully we'll have Tramel on longer. And I'm going to actually press Tramel, not on if he's flipping to the University of Florida, but what has he seen from the University of Florida? Okay. So that you can hear it from his mouth and not from others. Third-hand information is fucking up a good recruitment right now. We actually have a guy who literally picks up the phone and talks to the kid damn near every day. But one of the things that I talked to him and his father about, and they brought to my attention, is it's called the Gator, it's not the Gator Standard. Oh, Gator Made program. The University of Florida takes anywhere from 15 to 20 kids every year on a trip out of the country. It's an educational and a fun trip for them to learn about other countries. I had never heard about that. And what happens is every time, so for you guys, you can clip this, send it to Zach Bluestein or anybody else. Because if they would just ask me, I'll tell them why I feel the way I feel. Every time he goes to Gainesville, he call me and they tell me what happens because they know if they tell me, I'm going to go tell Florida State. Correct. Because it's educational to me. It helps me learn about our recruiting process. It helps me learn about our NIL. It helps me learn about a lot of the different things. But man, I went to South Africa twice at Florida State. I went to Joburg, Potchefstroom, Cape Town. I've been to Kenya. I've been through different places through Florida State. But it wasn't an organized program through Seminole Athletics. It was actually through a program called Champions for Christ. And it just happened to be the FSU segment of Champions. We raised money. It was like $3,000. The plane flight is the most expensive thing. But we went with us, and there was some pro players. Like Corey Simon went on the trip. Peter Boer, I believe, went. Paul Grismanis was a defensive tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles as well. He went on the trip. There was a lot of guys that went. And we had a great time. But there was nothing organized. So let's play this Gator Made program because I actually think this is no hate. This is creative and fucking dope for these guys. Now, Florida State's going to Dublin. So the guys had to get their they've been working for 2 years to get their passports and stuff of that nature. But I think next year, I went to last week, I was in Colorado and I was with the Army. And I even talked with the Army, how can we do this for Florida State? How can we do this for other places? Because it showed me hey, these are things that you have to do. This is a fucking cool thing. I never coming out of the hood, I never fathomed going overseas. I never fathomed going to fucking Tokyo, Japan. You know what's cool about Tokyo, Japan right now? As a black man, I can go get somebody pregnant and get $75,000 a year. They love black men over there, man. You know how much. But anyway, let's play it. This is what Florida's doing, and this is dope. This is cool. I hope more schools do this.
A pillar within our program is international travel. We all view it as an opportunity for their worldview to expand, for their perspectives to change, for them to come back, different leaders, different men that are ready to bring back into their team and their communities exactly what they've kind of discovered about themselves and about other pieces and cultures of the world.
Getting off the plane, entering Tokyo, it was amazing. It was nothing like I ever seen before. Coming from Florida, it's a much different environment. It's very clean, very well put together.
you land and it was just like, it was really advanced technologically just off the bat.
Day one, we headed out to Asakusa to go see the Sensoji Temple. Very popular, well-visited place, but not just that, has tons of marketplaces around it. You see the hustle and bustle of the city. You see how the merging of what is modern and what is ancient.
So it was just like a big path down to this just really old shrine, and in front of it is just all these stands that are selling, food and goods, and just like it's a little touristy at that opening spot, and then you kind of get through to this just giant temple.
Every temple meant something different in their culture, so it was interesting just learning a little bit more about Japanese culture.
Okay, so first, entering the room, I'm like, okay, we just finna watch sumo wrestling. Yeah, sat one up there. I was like, sat one up there? And they called me out. It was like, rah. I was like, okay, Big Rod gonna do it.
When they were teaching us, they went through all spiritual aspects of the sport. It started as like a religious ceremony and kind of turned into a sport. All their stomps are meant to keep the evil spirits in the ground.
I think they both did a great job, but I think we all know if the sumo wrestling was going 100%, it probably wouldn't be no competition.
Strong. They're very strong. I could tell they worked on it a lot, and it was just new. It was a great experience, and I'm glad I actually did this.
So it was definitely funny to see someone that could throw a rod and sap around a little bit.
We also went to Shibuya, which is a large business district within Tokyo. So going through the Shibuya Scramble, which is super popular, crossings every which way, thousands of people moving across it.
Long story short, this is fucking cool. And where Sark is kind of right, you're not leading with the NIL. You're leading with what can make this person a better, more well-rounded person when they leave your campus. Because again, 99% of student athletes go pro in something other than sports.
Right.
Who are you introducing these kids to? Who will they meet in industry, in business? Who is better? Who's going to make them a better person? I pose this question to somebody in one of the group chats, because they're mad. Nobody ever looks at it. They're just like, oh, well, they're losing. How many of y'all ever seen $500,000? Ever? Anybody? Then I say, how many people in your family have seen $500,000? Crickets. If a bitch if the University of Florida comes and offers James Anthony Coleman III anything over $400,000, shit, we may listen, though. I gotta entertain it. I gotta entertain it for a second. It's a lot of fucking money. I don't know about y'all, but you're not guaranteed the league. Cash is always called cash in hand. Cash in hand always plays, man. That's why a lot of y'all get what's the betting app that people do? That's not DraftKings. It's the one where you can bet a bunch of the superlatives and stuff.
Prop bets.
Yeah, like the prop bets. They always, if it looks like you're getting close, they'll give you the buyout. And the reason why they give you the buyout is because they're playing on your natural instincts to understand that while it might be $1 million, 500,000 is a lot. That you got to bank on a lot of stuff to happen for those last couple of things to come through. But so they'll buy back the bet so that they don't have to pay more money. But
how much will it take out of a coach's salary to sponsor a trip like this? How much is the trip to Shibuya for a football team?
Oh, I bet this trip, the most expensive thing is the plane flight.
Right.
They're probably 2 to a room at minimum, at most. So you got to think the hotel rooms are similar to what they are in America. They probably already have a Marriott. Fuck all that. $100K max.
Okay.
For an educational experience that they could probably get a grant for.
From Orlando, it's about $1,454 round trip.
So that's $15K right there. I would argue that to feed these big motherfuckers, it's probably gonna cost about the same amount of money. So that's 30. The hotels, 8 hotel rooms, probably cost you 216. So let's go with $4,000 or $5,000 for the 8 hotel room. So actually, my bad, it's probably under 50K.
Yeah,
somebody would pay that.
That's doable. Yeah, a booster.
Now, Bud brings up a good point. Now, if they let me take them to Ingram Anybody listening? Let me take the annual trip to Sasua for our guys. I'll make sure that well taken care of. $40 is $40. The whole trip. How much does a booster need? Well, however many $40 you can give me. We'll make sure that these boys have the greatest time that they can ever have. But all jokes aside, this is what this is what you should be doing with your college experience outside of just getting paid. And you want to know what would be cool? If schools did this more and marketed this more, you probably have more people like me on your side about not giving them too much NIL. You're showing them international business. You're showing them a bunch of different things, but you're not paying for these kids to go to these different things. But that being said, I don't know if you've heard, again, they're treating the blacks really good in Tokyo, in Japan, right?
Really look into that. I love
especially large blacks.
Man, I could put on some weight.
We about to have Miles. There, you're probably.
You're
a large. You're a large man. You're just not as big as those linemen, but you're a large man. If you're over 200 pounds, they probably are looking at Americans saying, "Give us any American over 185 pounds, we'll bless you even more." But those are the things that we're competing against. I think that's cool. So before I get into it, I'm gonna show you some more unadulterated hate. Like, this man hates everything about the University of Miami. Did they take it down? Oh, yes, 45-second clip. Gotta play this mouse. This guy goes ham. This man, R. Allen at Go Pokes, he's a radio broadcast. Robert Allen, the voice of Oklahoma State football. He says Miami is the biggest cheating institution in the NIL era. This man says he'll root against Miami if they played the Kremlin. There is not one of us on this that hates Miami that much that we would be like, go Russia. This man said, we're playing. This man is mad. This man was mad. He was angry. Tell us why you're mad, son.
Miami. I wouldn't root for Miami if they were playing the Kremlin. That's the most tampering, cheating institution out there in the NIL era. I mean, Nick Martin, they hammered Nick Martin more than they hammered Ollie Gordon. Nick Martin finally, y'all quit calling me. And so that's where some of it came from. You know, I don't know if there were, I don't know any other I can name by school, but no, Ollie Gordon got hit on. Nick Martin got hit on a lot more. Miami. I wouldn't root for Miami if they were playing the Kremlin. That's the most tampering, cheating institution out there in the NIL era. I mean, Nick Martin, they hammered Nick Martin more than they hammered Ollie Gordon. Nick Martin finally, y'all quit calling.
And that nigga named Smeagol. Shout out to Florida State. Now we just got to commit from a 2026 quarterback, Brady Smeagol. He's a 4-star, number 75 in the top 247. Pretty good kid. When I talk about a baby face, like, this kid's face literally looks like he looks like a Gerber baby. Let me send this to you real quick, Miles, so you can put that up there on the Jumbotron. Kind of great timing. I gotta clean out my storage space. But so Florida State hosted a bunch of recruits this weekend, and I won't go into a ton of it because you should go back and watch Sporadics. Me and Chris talked about a lot of the commits. We also did a space on Thursday where we discussed a lot of the kids who were coming on visits and the commits. Some of the stuff is actually pretty cool, though. One of the best things about visits is, like, they put you in a hotel. I think this hotel that they're staying at right now, if I'm looking at the room, that's the AC Hotel. It's a Marriott property. I know a lot of Marriott properties. But this is the Smeagol kid. I don't even know if that's how you say his name the right way.
That's what it looks like.
But I'm just going to call him Smeagol. And he doesn't look like Smeagol, but he looks like, look at how clean. He's only he'll be a junior next year. But like, look at the little baby face. He's got some piss and vinegar in him though. He started as a freshman quarterback. There's a video of him sliding and somebody late hitting him. And he takes the ball and the kid he picks up the penalty, but he takes the ball and throws it, spikes it in the guy's chest who they hit him as a freshman. I think that's cool. The other side of it though is safe environment, safe space, right?
Yes.
So a lot of people thought, why didn't James Coleman like Chubba Purdy? I didn't like Chubba Purdy because Denny Thompson, a white man, brought up something very disturbing in his highlight. There wasn't a black person that he was playing against. And it's a little different when you play on this level. Like, it's not a lot of white corner. Like, we call him. So I heard our defensive coordinator, white guy. There's another inverse, or what do you call it? Is it you got not doppelganger? Like what? It's the antonym for milk check. So milk check is what? Again, I didn't create this term. It's a term in football, but the Kelseys brought it up. You see a white corner called milk check.
Oh, wowzers.
We may or may not have done it on my son's I-9 team, but we had a white wide receiver who was cold. And the white wide receiver would do, it's a white kid on me? Milk check, house it. It was funny with the white quarterback. Like, Bodie, they were going to milk check up top.
That's what I do when I step in the club.
So, yes.
For my white
So, again, milk check. I need a 6'2" white woman. For research purposes. Milk check.
Gotta check the milk.
Called it skin check. Skin check is when there was a white quarterback in there. They put the black kid in there. They ain't fucking throwing the ball, bro. It's a lot of research has been done on this, man. They ain't throwing the fucking ball, man. Like, go ahead and just pressure corners and just bring the house. But the kid doesn't play. There was no black kids on that clip that I saw.
It's always
it's easier to look good when you don't have any competition. But I think he's actually good. But if you go to the first video on the visits, one of the things that I like that they do, like, this is straight diabetic shock. I can't wait for Trey. I might be in the hospital when Trey goes on, if Trey's good enough to ever go on his official visits. Just purely looking at what they gave the offensive lineman from Brains High School, number 1 interior offensive lineman, top 15 overall, Solomon Thomas. And what's crazy is it's not enough hydration on this table. There's one Powerade with a bag of M&Ms, snakes, 2 packs of Pringles, original Lay's Doritos, trolley gummy worms, honey buns, Rice Krispie treats, Airheads, vanilla wafers, Skittles,
I'm thirsty.
Nerds,
him a bottle
cookies, Oreos. Like, I am my A1C jumped just looking at this. And people thought I was critiquing Florida State. No, this is what you fucking better do. Like, if this was James Coleman, there better be a pack of Twizzlers on that thing. He gave him some extra gum, which is good. You gotta have gum because there are going to be women around. If there's no women involved in my son's recruiting visit, we're not going there. I don't know what the fuck you think this is, but we are not a part of that community. We like our women's. Give us some gum, give us some cologne, whatever we need to make sure that the mission is accomplished. Man, I watched this and I had to piss.
They did right. They got the honey bun in there too.
Dog.
They covered the bases.
It is definitely a fat man's dream right there. Somebody's like, you gotta get on a protein shake. Get Storms. I said, bitch, if you motherfucking bring me a protein shake on my official visit, I'm walking out. The visit is over. You seen Kobe when he snatches, like, he took the family off the court? Like, he was walking around disgusted. That would be me.
Go to your first official visit. Come back a diabetic.
That part. What was wrong with you? You were healthy before you went. Coach gave me everything. Oh, Jack Link's jerky?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that
Some
the first
protein
time.
there.
It's good jerky right there. Cheez-Its.
Gummy worms.
The gummy worms and the honey bun. The Haribo.
Yeah, the good gummy bears. Haribo's good.
Oh, it's 2 packs of Haribos.
Oh, yeah, got to.
3.
The Trolleys. Man.
Oh, they made sure he was taken care of. Justin Barney from Jacksonville put big honor for Mandarin High School quarterback Tramel Jones making the Elite 11. He joins Carson Beck, Colin Hurley, Jeff Sims, Kyle Parker, and Tim Tebow as the only locals to make the final 11. Second Mustang player to do it. The first was Carson Beck, who could potentially be the number 1 overall pick next year. That means in Northeast Florida, there's only one program that has had 2 quarterbacks make Elite 11, and that would be Mandarin High School. We are not trying to be a local program. We're trying to become a national program.
Carson Beck went to?
Carson Beck went to Mandarin.
Wow, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. He won Mr. Florida his junior year, won a state championship his junior year.
Wow.
Speaking of Tramel, let's listen to what Tramel had to say about why he's committed to Florida State and what he thinks Florida State should do. I wanted to reiterate why he's committed to Florida State and what makes his recruiting pitch to Florida State so important.
But take me back to your commitment. Obviously, you've been locked in with the Seminoles for a very long time. Why did you pick Florida State a while back?
Just the relationships I had with Coach Tokars, Coach Marvell, their ability to develop quarterbacks. You see they got DJ this year. You see they had 3 different styles of quarterbacks. You see how Coach Marvell is a versatile play caller. Then a relationship we built, it's unbreakable, and I love those coaches.
If you were making a pitch, all the receiver recruits and recruits watching at home, why Florida State? And also, who are you targeting?
We get the ball to playmakers in space. We let you guys work. I'm just a distributor. I'm the point guard on the field. We love Vernell Brown. We love Byron Lewis. We got some old linemen, Josh Petty. Those are just a few names to get after, but those are the guys we're going after right now.
We spoke quickly off camera, but take me through the mind when you're on the field. Do you get any nerves? You being out here with all the best of the best across the country? Any nerves?
No nerves. Just go out there and be me, play my game, and then everything will settle for itself.
That's exactly how we use him at Mandarin. His job is to be a point guard and distribute the ball. And he does a phenomenal job of doing that. Brett Colliman talked about Tramel. Again, guys are like, we don't need him. We don't leave. He wouldn't stand a chance. I tell you this. This is my again, context matters. And Luke Cromahawk didn't get any of this vitriol.
Right. I remember.
I look, first and foremost, did you see Luke's dad? Luke's dad has been to my house. So John is a good friend. I like John. Good people.
Yeah.
John did due diligence for his son. Luke went on 2 other official visits in Florida State. He went to Penn State and he went to Georgia. Anybody show me the articles about Luke flipping, about Luke not being in the class, about Luke this, about Luke that? They haven't written one. How many official visits in total has Tramel Jones been on? Anybody in the comments want to answer me? How many visits in total has Tramel Jones been on? And just in case those are people who are listening and they're not commenting, 1, and he's on it right now, and it's the fucking Florida State. As a guy who talks to them about the entire fucking process. Matter of fact, Miles, somebody sent me a screenshot of Florida 247. Do you know they literally regurgitated my entire conversation with his dad about how to play the game? That's how locked in I am. They literally wrote what I told them, like what I said to his dad, what they should do if they were going to do it. Tramel's on 1 visit, has unofficially visited. So let me tell you this. You think Luke Cromahawk didn't take any unofficial visits? But there was no art. Again, I'm not implying anything. I'm not one of those guys. Now, Chris will tell you straight up how he feels about it. Chris could do that. Chris is white. I can't imply these things. But the truth is, it's happened to everybody else. Why is it all of a sudden now we're in an alarm mode? Because a kid is taking unofficial visits to a school that's right around the corner from us. Gainesville's not that far.
Right.
That's shown him the stuff that he can do off the field. And you know it's going to be a good school eventually.
I'd take it for the candy.
Right. Honestly, true. I'm taking 5 fucking official visits.
Yeah, all the free trips I'm going.
And people don't realize, I'm taking 5. It's a lot of people who are commenting on things that have never taken an official visit. I committed 5 times. That's how fun official visits are, man. Money, women, football, nice hotels that you've never been to. Like, oh, Kyle, we're talking about people are saying that Terrell Jones is all but a lock to the University of Florida. And for those who don't know, who are new to the program, I know Terrell Jones personally. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read you this text message from last night. I was trying to get him on the show, but they're on a visit, so I didn't want to fuck with him too much. But
yeah. And these are the same people who are going crazy. If he has one bad game or whatever, are gonna be quick to get him.
They say shit like we don't need him, and I'm like, nah, this motherfucker good. Right. Nah, this motherfucker good. They said the same thing about Josh Farmer. Like, who was there? Josh Farmer could just win. Again, Josh Farmer.
He came out and told you.
Josh Farmer literally said, I'm not leaving. His brothers came into a space and said, we're not leaving. And everybody said, oh, he's lying. He's lying because the guys from 2-4, the motherfucker with the eye that looked east and west said that he's leaving. I don't believe you. I believe the other guy. You're lying. And guess where Josh Farmer's at right now? All ACC. Florida State down, ready to go try to win.
Right.
While you motherfuckers was listening to people to make you mad for no fucking reason. And if he did leave, I question how many of you motherfuckers have ever seen the $750,000? You can't guarantee you're getting $750,000. The next year, you can't guarantee some of y'all gonna be at your $50,000 a year job next year. It's not knocking you. It's just saying, stop looking at it like when my friend told me this, you're looking at the world from a 5-figure perspective. I have to look at it from a 7. I said, goddamn, that's a motherfucking flex that I never heard of. And it's the truth. And yes, you would love that opportunity, but if you had that opportunity, you'd be making the same decisions as these people are making. But you don't. That's what happens when you're one of the best. You get to do things like this. But that being said, why would they communicate everything that the other people are doing if they don't? What I would tell you is this: take it to message boards, clip this, do whatever you need to do. When somebody loves your program and loves you, they'll tell you what other people told them and give you every opportunity to match it.
Okay.
So what I will say is this: if it doesn't happen, it's not that the kid didn't want to be here per se, or that we failed. We just chose to not match it.
Right.
And that could happen. That's why when people ask me, I say it's a 75-25% chance right now. As a guy who sees him every day, I believe he will be in the class. As a guy who can pick up the phone. And part of me wants to call Mr. Jones right now just to flex. You know whose call he won't answer? Just on the phone call on the humbug? The people who are writing about it every day. But you know who's going to get that call on Sunday, and probably a show too, but if I don't do a show, you know who's going to get a call to talk about strategy and what needs to happen and things moving forward? James Coleman. I don't talk about things that I don't know, which is why people think it undermines or mitigates them. No, write what the fuck you know about or fact check it. And what's crazy is the shit with Trammell was so bad, I called my Florida contacts. And if anybody who's followed me for the last 10 years, I got better Florida contacts than I got fucking Florida State contacts. I thought they were going to tell me something that I did not know already. The reason why you're learning this from Big Games BS. Here's the reason why Florida's confident. They have a big-time booster who has developed a relationship. The motherfucker's name is on the baseball stadium at the University of Florida. That is huge. They're not talking about him coming in and starting. They're not talking about a lot of that shit. They're talking about life and how to leverage your University of Florida degree to get a job to make ball player money when you're done. Don't know about you, but if somebody talked to me about Trey Coleman like that, I'm going to continue to fucking listen to that person, especially if they have a business that is worth $500 million. Florida State did not, Trammell didn't see all of the academic things and the stuff. Florida showed him literally everything about the program, and it is impressive. They have better infrastructure into their off-field things than Florida State does right now. That is not a knock. That is a fact. Thirdly, they showed him about going to fucking Tokyo. Did you go to Tokyo? Where you want to go out of the country? Trammell, every year we go somewhere out of the country and we take our kids. That's fucking impressive. Tokyo's cool. You know what kind of flex that is? Your friends, hey man, where you at, man? I'm over in Tokyo eating. I'm eating. I'm at the restaurant that gave the idea for Benihana's. I'm eating fresh sushi. I could have died, man. They gave me some blowfish sushi. But the motherfucker took the knife and just sliced it thin, and then they let me slice the sushi.
High-fiving robots, bringing his dinner.
Right, man. Like, you know, they got vending machines with cool shit. Have you ever ate McDonald's or Burger King or KFC, these places overseas? It tastes better than it does here.
I've heard that. They have different menu items.
Not the regular shit and the different menu items that are culturally appropriate. And then they may, I'm not going to say they did, but they may or may not have talked about a little bit of cash. It may or may not, the cash might be a little bit different than the cash that's at one place. But as far as the football perspective, Florida State's kicking ass, which is why he's not decommitted. If he were to, here's the crazy part. How many Trammell went to Florida State 20 times on his own fucking dime?
What? Is that normal?
No.
Why would anyone go?
But what I'm saying is, we're talking about 5 times the UF. 5 times. Compared to 5 times for one day. Like just half a day.
That's crazy.
As opposed to weekend trips to Florida State. Over and over again. These are the facts and the details, people.
I'm so confused. Why would they need to see him so many times? Like what?
No, it's just he just wants to be there.
Oh, okay.
The kid just wants to be there. He wants to be there.
What did y'all find out the first?
Like, so what I'm saying is a kid wants to be there.
Okay.
And people are like, well, I don't think he's going to be in the class. He went to Florida. If he wanted to be here, he wouldn't go there. Shut the fuck up, man.
Y'all don't. Yeah, y'all don't take free stuff.
No, they don't. That's what I tell one of the things. Let's use this on the board so y'all can screenshot this. You can text it to the motherfuckers if you want to. You can tell who has shit by how they act. They ain't gonna be able to see this because of the damn motherfuckers who ain't had shit don't understand shit because they ain't never had shit.
Got your notebooks out.
It's class.
Recruiting 101.
I'm just telling you, the way you recruit people, the way you get attention is Brett. The way you get attention is showing, like, again, as I was joking about Hawk Tua. The way people are so excited about this Hawk Tua thing, you can tell that they ain't never had Hawk Tua. You can tell those who never, they had a hard time getting the chicks. Recruiting is nothing more than game. In order to get a chick or man, used to tell women this all the time when they was like, 'cause in the past life, women would come at me even when I was in a certain position. And I would tell them, if you want me to come off of the position I'm in, you must show me something to get me off of the position that I'm in. Show me how much better it is with you.
Oh.
And
competition.
And I can't lie. Now, breaking news. I meant to tell you this, so my bad. Told you I was going to read something to you. How's it going? The joke, because of the relationship. Let me know if I need to drive over to get some straightening with anyone. Smiling emojis. It's going pretty good. Even better than I anticipated. That's from the dad. And what I won't do is let anybody bash a black father that's a good fucking black father. You didn't do it on purpose, but you don't understand that lets me know you're stupid. You can't write shit like that and not know how and act ignorant to how people are going to respond to it. By saying it's not the kid wants to be a no, it's the father. No, the father is doing due fucking diligence. It's his job to protect his son and to get his son as much bread as he can. Now I said all that to say I went way too far into that. My bad. But Brett Colliman said, I have a lot of thoughts from the Elite 11 finals. Tonight, I'll summarize a few. I don't know who the fuck Longstreet is. Fuck him. Tramell Jones Jr. being a 3-star makes me question why the star system even exists. This dude is a baller. I'm going to repeat that. Tramell Jones Jr. being a 3-star makes me question why the star system even exists. That dude is a baller. That is an unbiased opinion. That man impressed everybody. And I argue that if Tramell was a more outspoken kid, he would already be a 5-star. The problem is, Tramell is going to throw the quietest 85% completion games that you've ever heard in your life. Because he's not bombastic. He's not overly arrogant. He goes out, he does his job, and he does what he's supposed to do. That's why I like the kid. I'd like the kid if he did. Because if Tramell had Jamie, we wouldn't be able to have Jamie and Tramell personalities. I don't think our team could handle that. Jamie's a phenomenal kid, too. I need to get Jamie on after his. I'm going to text Jamie to get him on after his visit in Texas. If Tramell had Jamie's personality, Tramell wouldn't have to ask about money. Everybody would throw it at him. It's just Tramell is Tramell. Now, if you go to Josh Newberg and just play the video. Now, Florida State had 22 official visitors. The funny thing, Josh Newberg put FSU had 22 official visitors this weekend. They really could have ran 11 on 11 last night inside the dope. And this is basically what they did. And this was a cool picture. They got everybody on the offense in their uniform lined up. Tramell is at quarterback. They have Byron Lewis at running back. They got Vernell Brown the third there. Solomon Thomas, a bunch of other different offensive line. Josh Petty. They had got a lot of 5-star offensive linemen that are there. Now I'm going to tell you, I don't think Vernell Brown is coming. Now Vernell Brown and Tramell are good friends, and that is part of the reason why. And a lot of people think there's the South Florida Express connection, but they just met each other this year. So, like, you know, it's a dope picture. I joked with my friends, let 247 tell it that Florida is running 2 simultaneous official visit weekends. Basically, this is an official visit. Florida's going to take this video and this picture, and they're going to just flip it and put all Gator paraphernalia on them and show them scoring inside of Doak Campbell Stadium. Let 247 tell it that's what's about to happen right now. I find the recruiting is odd in general. But I just find it odd that people spend so much time. Like, it's like you sound like you don't want him in the class as opposed to just reporting. Me reporting it, there's a chance that he might leave. Florida's doing a good job of recruiting. Florida is a threat. Motherfucker going to Florida State.
You reacting like, those guys in the 90s when you ask for a girl for a number and she politely declines you, like you just go off on her. This is kind of the same type of attitude, which is kind of weird when you think about it.
I mean, what's funny is Jalen Wiggins, Tallahassee kid, right? So let's put it in perspective. Tallahassee kid is committed to the University of Florida, defensive line. Good kid. You know how many times he's been to FSU the last 2 months? Exponentially. Way more than Trammell has gone to. Even if you felt like Trammell went to Florida more than 5, let's say Trammell went to Florida 10 times, right? Just increase it. Jalen Wiggins has been to Florida State more than that. And he's committed to the University of Florida. But you know what they don't write? They don't write negative articles about Jalen Wiggins. They don't say, but then again, you can't sell subscriptions. Quarterbacks sell subscriptions. Controversy sells subscriptions. It's like, but then again, these are the same people again. So I just, for perspective, right? Just for perspective. These are the same people that told me that Jamie French was silently committed to Ohio State. When I knew that if there was one school Jamie wasn't going to, it was fucking Ohio State. They pissed that boy mama. Boy, I'm telling you this, I learned it. I learned it from Florida State. I will tell the story. I promise you, I will tell the story eventually. But I'm going to tell it from a perspective that everybody can, we're all sides, right? I understand one side. I understand the other side. The truth lies in the middle. But one person you don't want to piss off is Mama Maggie, Miss Maggie. That is Jamie French's mama. Do not piss her off. You will hear all the Louisiana come out of her.
Baby.
I didn't even do anything and she got her. Like, I felt like I was in trouble. I was literally calling to make sure everybody was okay. Like with Jamie, when everybody, again, let them tell it. Jamie French got a fucking American Eagle NIL deal right now. And that's not even the case. That's right. Like, I call Coach Corbin, I'm telling you what, one of y'all calling me one more time. Y'all call me one more time, I tell you, Jamie don't got to go to Mandarin. I said, hold up, wait a minute, Miss Maggie, hold up, wait a minute. I didn't mean it. I'm not trying to do nothing. I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke. Miss Maggie was so bad, bro. I seen them when I was going to Colorado, right? They were flying to Miami for the visit, and I just run into Jamie right by Starbucks. I said, "Hey, Jamie, what's going on, man? How's everything going? How's OT7? Blah, blah, blah. You know, yada, yada." He said, "Man, it was good, coach. You know, like my mama's here. I said, "Okay." So I walked, and he was like, "We're going jet." First of all, Miami, I'm looking at you. Luke, don't you fly my motherfuckers JetBlue no more. JetBlue delayed their flight 5 times, man. Put the motherfuckers on American. American flies direct from Jacksonville to Miami Airport, man. Even though Miami Airport is quite possibly the worst airport in America. But it's other airlines. You give them the PJ if you want them for real. But don't fly the motherfucking JetBlue, bruh. Stop being cheap. But anyway, my point with that is I thought about it. I was going to my flight, and I was like, wait a minute, I got like an hour and a half before my flight leaves. Man, let me go take my ass over here to say what's up to Miss Maggie before she get mad at me like she got mad at Coach Deuce. So let me take my ass over here and say, hey, I was like, Miss Maggie, I made sure I saw the husband. I shook that motherfucking hand before I shook everybody's hand. I am going to honor that woman's husband. She loved her man. But that being said, again, people told me all of this shit. And then I be forgetting. I got both numbers for Jamie French. I got his mama number. They go call and answer when I call. And y'all argue with the people. Like, how does that make y'all, like, not y'all, but just in general, anybody listens, because it's more people listening on Twitter. How does that make y'all feel when y'all, like, just straight up argue somebody that, like, really is the expert in that field? Like, when you going toe-to-toe with somebody, like, you know, I remember when people would talk about COVID and say, and I'm not here to, don't care about your beliefs and all that other stuff. But, like, if you go to like, you were arguing toe-to-toe with doctors, but, like, if you went to the hospital right now, are you going to argue toe-to-toe with the doctors? Like, or are you going to just let the doctor do what they need to do? Or are you that argumentative in every aspect of your life? I'm learning. Like, I just find it all interesting and all very odd. But what's very interesting and very odd is the way that people are talking about things. And now I'm looking at her talk, and she just seems like a bitch. And that's Kelly Stafford. And I have a problem. I think Matt Stafford is a cuck. Is that what right purpose? I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to talk about this and put words. I don't want to put things in her mouth that aren't possibly. So I'm gonna let her talk about the things that she may or may not have put in her mouth. But this is why we got to get rid of podcasts. And this is why women, when you've won, take the victory lap. You don't need to go. You don't need to do this shit. I think women sometimes in an effort to be heard don't realize they're fucking up their man's life. Because the locker room is a cruel place in general. But like, let's play this. Let's listen to what she's saying. And as a lady, if you did this to get your man, keep it to yourself. Don't say it on the podcast and embarrass your man. And as a man, if this is what you've dealt with, bro, just realize if she did it, if she did it once, she'll do it again to get your attention, bro. But let's listen to Kelly Stafford talk about how she was going through her whole phase.
Wait, so was he trying to casually date and you were all in?
Yeah, girl. Anyways, long story short, it wasn't that cute of a relationship at first. I hated him. I loved him. I dated the backup to piss him off, which worked.
Yes.
He was like,
that'll do it.
He was the bad boy too. Like, Matthew's so sweet and Southern gentleman and all that stuff. And the backup was the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Ooh, and it upset him. So they lived in the same dorm because athletes lived in the same dorm, and he would see my car there. And so at one point he like waited and followed me out and got in my car and wouldn't get out. And he was like,
"This is so hot."
I was like, "This is amazing." Working.
Yeah.
I was get out of my car, and he was like, he's not right for you. And I was like, what? You can't tell me that.
Women are whack.
And he was
Y'all
like,
are whack.
Y'all tell us again, y'all afraid of you're talking about a fucking bear?
I know, that's
like
evil.
Wars are fought over vagina. You literally could have fucked anybody, and you purposely fucked the backup quarterback, not somebody that he like, not even a quarter in his same segment. You spend a stupid amount of hours with this guy. You could have got somebody fucked up.
Right.
Now, I'm not judging people.
I am.
No, I'm not talking about like this. I'm gonna show you. Click on the next video. So let's see who she cheated on Matt Stafford with and almost fucked up her blessing, being a fucking whore. So that's what she was.
Ooh, shit.
This is the bragging part.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not judging. But you are correct. I'm not judging.
Like, dog, come on, man.
He looked like, I don't know, a bloody Q-tip or something. Just, oh, man. Well, he's good at sports. So here's that.
He's not. He's the backup. Who the fuck is this?
I mean, he's South Georgia. Oh, wow.
But like Matthew Stafford was the man. He's the number one overall pick. He's a guy who keeps making money. If I remember correctly, he is a Super Bowl champion. And you decide, like, this is why we love Savannah James. You can't tell me that LeBron hasn't cheated on Savannah. I don't know. I'm not looking for it. And you can't tell me that Savannah ain't got her get back. But you know what Savannah's never going to do? Go on a fucking podcast and talk about anything to make her man. She's not going to pull her man down a notch in order to lift herself up.
Right.
I don't understand the infatuation with this. Can somebody help me?
I don't think it works like that for black people. Like, you can't date my homie and then think it's going to make me jealous. It's just going to make
called bro code.
Yeah. Now you're untouchable. Excommunicado.
Like, if I'm like, oh, you fuck my homie? All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking with you. I can't mess with you.
now you're looked at.
I don't cross swords, is what. Ladies, here you go. Don't cross swords. It's nasty.
Yeah.
Because she did adult shit. You can look at her mouth and tell she's done adult shit in her life. Now you drank his seminal fluid. Can't do it. Like what? Like, can't do it. Won't do it. Just, I mean, again, there's so many women in this. So many women on this planet. There's so many women at the University of Georgia that I refuse to sleep with somebody that somebody else has slept with.
Yeah.
On purpose. Or at least wife them.
And mind games aren't cute. It's not cute.
I'll tell you this much. Like, and this is where you could tell Matt suffers from an insecurity thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Bitch, you were fucking Matt Stafford. You could drop her today, and there will be a line. There will be a line of women waiting to take her place that have never slept with a backup quarterback. And I'm the guy who tells you I like horse. I don't want a virgin. I've never wanted a virgin. Don't want any of them. But goddamn, if I believe, I'm gonna get. Y'all want free stories so we can end this? So listen, this is what we used to do. This is what we used to do. Damn, I might put he look like Opie. So on the bus when you get there, we traveled to Thomasville on Friday. So we had traveled there, get in the charter bus. I stopped riding the charter bus because I rode the charter bus one day to Thomasville. It was too brutal for even my heart to handle. And I saw guys get very upset, very hurt. Because of what would happen is you would have a young lady that would be with somebody when she was like a freshman, right? And she'd be a ran through. And then she would wait a cycle. And she'd be in Tallahassee for a couple of years after she graduated. And she'd find a freshman or a sophomore that nobody remembered. But the North remembers. There's always a redshirt senior or somebody that knows. And one of them would say, I won't say the names to protect the innocent, but one of them would be like, I ain't gonna say no names, but I ain't gonna point no elbows. But they say that dude that's 5 rows back by the window, old lady used to drop down and get an eagle on for the whole D-line crew. Who, Todd? Who? I ain't saying no names, but I'm saying he's a backup left tackle, and his old girl used to drop and give him 50.
Oh no.
She could squat up and down and like they would just say these things in front of everybody. Man, I'm gonna tell you this. I ain't gonna say no names, and I ain't got no eyewitnesses. But this girl with that hawk too is sure giving the businesses. Because the dude Pat Hughes used to say shit like that. Like, bro, everybody would say something because if they knew about if your old lady was creeping, if your old lady was doing that, this was the shit that was happening back then. The locker room is a terrible place, a terrible, incredible place. They will talk about you. They'll talk about your mama. They'll talk about your girlfriend. They'll talk about your auntie. They'll talk about anybody, man. If your girl was at the Burt, your girl is a jump off. If they saw her at the Burt and you weren't there, I didn't bring no chick to the Burt. Unless they came through the back door. My dorm at the Burt was 1. So you ain't got to so it literally 1, 2, 3, and it'll go all the way down, right? So you ain't got to walk past 5 rooms. Like the more rooms she got to walk past at the Burt, the more likely somebody's getting her. Now, there was a way that you can go that you didn't get seen as much in the Burt. You could go to back, and there was a back door to the Burt by where the rooms were. But the problem is it looked shady. Like that looked like the place where they grab people. But I was number 1. I was room 1. I would tell them come back door. Boom, come in, get you in. Boom, ain't nobody got to see you. You ain't got to worry about shit. We cool over here. But man, if your girl was at the Burt, everybody was trying to holler at your girl at the Burt. We felt Burt was like a duty-free zone, booty-free zone. Any booty that walked in the Burt was up for grabs. Like, so if you brought your girl to the Burt, that's you making a business decision. You didn't care about her enough to let her come to the Burt. But I'm just saying, guys, like, if a woman is willing to fuck your op or your competition or your things to make you jealous, there is other shit that she has done that you just don't know about, man.
Why do you even want that for your mental health, man? For your mental health, why would you want someone like that?
Jason put a good point. I think she was Matt's first real experience, and she knew it. She put that thigh out on that boy, and he stood no chance. That happens.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he does seem like he could have been one of those not late bloomers, I guess.
Yeah. And there's some guys who only get women because of this.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm here to tell you that know your worth.
Yeah.
But he likes it and he loves it. He married it and whatever. They've been married for quite some time. But I just want to know what she felt. Because I saw a guy simping for it and just talking about clearly they made through it and blah, blah, blah. They were both in the open.
Man, shut up. She has an improper heart. Like,
and he's not wrong, but what I want to know is what was the purpose in sharing this information with us? What did she stand to gain? Like, is this like an endorsement deal? Like, is it like more like, why did you need to shit on your husband publicly?
Attention, that's all it is.
And that's the biggest drug.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you just gotta stay away from these people, man.
I mean, it ain't money.
And I'll end it with this. Because again, nobody lies like rich men. Because again, this is why I'd like to try to keep it as real as possible. Emmett Shumpert was married to the prettiest strong-faced woman I've ever seen in my life. I don't know why I like Tiana Taylor, but she got like a very she ain't ugly to me, but she's unique.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But like,
I'm with it.
They're going through a divorce. And I will say I hate that she's going through this, but it does bring a little joy to my soul. Because I've seen so many men get put on this. She married a guy who at the time they were married might have been worth a little bit more than her, but she's a really good dancer. She's had some chart-topping singles. He doesn't make it like that. She makes more of her royalties now than he makes.
Oh, wow.
And this is why I tell women, podcast. So this is my version for the women, that men ain't shit. So not just men, just ain't women ain't shit, men ain't shit. Stop listening to these rich men on these podcasts. Carlos Williams put out something dope. It's like, women want broke dudes to give them the world and everything they got, but don't charge rich men nothing. That's backwards.
That's fact.
Men of means don't have to do it.
Yeah.
Like, what happens if I'm getting steak and you happen to be with me, you get steak too. But I'm not taking you to a steak restaurant if I just met you. Yeah. You getting checkers. Sorry. It's just the way the game goes. I am not buying you anything unless it's going to directly go towards my happiness or happiness. A happy penis could probably get you paid a lot. But former Iman Shumpert wants half of Tiana Taylor's pre-marriage royalties and his finances revealed. So basically, he wants to show how much he's actually making. He wants to take care of her stuff. The NBA gives family members free health insurance. So he wants that for the kids, but he also wants to only pay that and half of the expenses. But he wants basically, he's going for child support. He's doing everything. He is basically doing to her what Kim Kardashian is doing to Kanye West. Which it makes absolutely no sense when you become, after a certain period of time when you're rich enough, you should be able to pay your own fucking bills and y'all come together for the kids.
Yeah.
I get it if somebody that's not working, but he's doing to her what other men. But this is the funny part. This is like a year and a half ago, that video. So listen to that's what Iman Shumpert is doing to his now ex-wife. But here's what he was saying when she was his wife. Stop listening to these stupid people.
I said, if she's in your house, why are you paying all the bills?
Because my house.
But why is she? Why is she in your house?
nigga with money don't want you to listen. I'm gonna get this out to all women worldwide. Niggas with money don't want you paying no. We don't care for you to do that. We not coming to get you for no bread. If you do that and you get your own bread on the side, we gonna clap our hands for it. We gonna smile about it. We gonna be proud of it. We don't need you to do it. That's the advantage of picking us. We don't want you for that. We want to, honestly, we don't, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You the rich nigga on the goddamn. No, you know exactly what I'm saying to you, bro. Dude. You speak French now? We.
I'm sure over here, like, I already know, like, this type of shit.
Listen, though. To quote one of my favorite comedians, T.K. Kirk, I'll pay 100% of the bills, or I'll be faithful. But I won't do both.
That part.
Like, what is the purpose of controlling all the finances and being the king if I can't go and do what people do? I can afford, but again,
he knows that though. That's the part he knows he's
not saying. Yeah, he knows he's bullshit. Because again, right now he's going after her bread. But but basically that's it. Stop listening to the whole purpose is stop listening to stupid people. Chris, we just put the Smeagol. We talked about Smeagol a little while ago. I don't know. Is it Bradley Smeagol? We're going to just call him Smeagol. Fuck it. Everybody gets nicknames. So Smeagol committed 5-star, 4-star in some respects, 5 stars in others. Committed to Florida State, class of 2026. Good for him. I like him. Little baby face Smeagol. What did Bud put? Yeah, Bud's wild. Damn, Bud's wild talking about that shit. Damn, I still can't believe that shit. That man's wife just put that out there. But appreciate you guys. I know we haven't done a show in quite some time. We'll do it again next week. Well, we'll definitely do one on. Oh no, we'll probably do one Wednesday, Monday evening again, Wednesday afternoon. Shit. What else is going on? And then Friday. Will I be here Friday? I think I'll be on the road Friday. Anyways, we'll do them. We'll get our 3 in next week. Look for a chat on Sunday tomorrow, probably with Tramel Jones Jr. Talking about Elite 11, talking about his recruitment to Florida State, talking about the media, talking about competition in the University of Florida and how he wants to discuss it and how he wants to do those things. I'm going to let you guys hear the words from the actual people. Comment if you like the board. I think the board's a different case. We could put up key things up here that you guys should know about life. This is what we learned from today. Hawk 2 or no talk 2. Apparently Hawk 2 is impressive in Georgia because her mouth looked like it's dangerous. Again, for my fellas and ladies, stop talking to people who don't like you. Go where they like you. If anybody could find me a 6'2" white woman for research purposes, what are we in? What's 2024? So if you do it now, it has to bake for 10 months. So what would that put us? We're in June. So that'd give us a April baby. That'd give you an April baby. Yeah. So we're going to get about March, April, May baby. So that's 2025 next year. So you go 18 years from that. So that's 2043. Yeah, I need a class of 2043 offensive lineman. Josh Petty is one of those. Like that's a 5-star lineman, Nick's parents. Dad is one of them. Wayne Tillman. Is Wayne Tillman still in here? My dog Wayne still in here? I thought my dog Wayne was listening to that. I got a friend, Wayne Tillman. That's who Petty's dad looked like. And his mom is white. And they produce a 5-star offensive lineman. I'm just telling you, man, when you listen to the show long enough, some of the theories play. Like some of the theories make sense, man. You can tell who ain't had shit by how they react. Don't cross swords and don't trust people whose eyes look east and west at the same time. If their eyes look east and west, if they can't focus in on one thing at a time, they're Miles, remember the wedding? Hey, we're gonna end it with this quick Miles story. Dead to fuck serious. Miles is drunk out of his mind. I don't even think they're together anymore. But
really?
yeah, TJ's god sister came down with her then boyfriend. No, baby daddy though, but his boyfriend, they were together. Yeah. This man eyes looked east and west at the same time. We're all trying to figure out where to go out. We're in the landing, in the Jacksonville landing. I'm not with them, but this is my guy, brother James tells the story amazingly. They're in a circle, like just talking about life. Miles states, I don't understand this. It's 2009. We got a black president. All of this innovation that we have, all these things, Miles is legit mad. All these things we have in the world that you can do. And we still got motherfuckers around here walking with cross eyes.
It was just a drunk.
He is saying this in front of a dude who's cross-eyed.
I didn't know he was cross-eyed.
The man's eyes is like one eye drooped down when he said it, and the other one looked up like he was just trying to get out of the room. And one eye looked north, one eye looked south. And Miles is like, nah, man. And my guy, brother Jay's like, yo, Miles, wow, bro, chill the fuck out. Nah, man. Nah, it doesn't make any sense, man. My president is black. He can't fix this shit. That's another thing that Miles blames Barack. Everybody blames Barack Obama about a lot of shit. Miles blames him for people having cross eyes.
It just came because I was staring across trying to look at a girl and my vision got blurred and I got upset. Then I was like, well, at least it's not cross-eyed. Cross-eyed would be worse. And then I just went on a drunk tangent. I still didn't think he was cross-eyed. But then after I seen him, I was like, whoa. It must have hit me subconsciously.
Miles said, we got a black president. Why do we still have cross eyes?
It's one of those things you think they got the cure for this shit.
They do. They can figure something out, man.
Big contacts. Cross-eyed people out here looking both directions. Oh my gosh. But I'll forget that. That never happened.
Until the way when I see Josh Petty, it said Josh Petty Sr. or some shit like that. I forgot what I just saw Petty. I said, yo, fuck that.
My baby.
He lying. That's Wayne Tillman. I said that. I know Wayne when I see him, dog. That's Wayne, bro. Wayne out here helping to recruit. Wayne, on God, if you walk on campus right now, they gonna give you a lanyard. They gonna give you his dad. Just say, hey man, I left my lanyard at the hotel. Can y'all please give me my lanyard? They gonna give you the lanyard, dog. I promise you, man. When I looked, I was like, hey man, when's the last time you was in North Carolina? I think that's where Petty's from. Or is he from Georgia? What did the place? I don't know. How many years ago was it 18 years ago? Anyways, man, appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me, man. We'll see you guys next week.